We have a segment on the show where we talk about our guests' hometown. And today we are joined by Bentonville, Arkansas's own Stef Bright. Let's talk the hometown of the Walton clan.
Yes. So what do you want to know?
Oh, my God.
I grew up. I went to school with some of them. And
some of the Waltons kids? Wow.
I didn't grow up very religious, but thank God. My parents weren't. But in like 7th grade, I decided that I needed more like social capital or whatever, and so I joined a Methodist youth group.
Wow, I did the same. I also
getting out there.
I also flirted with Methodism briefly in the late 90s.
And it was, it was the best choice of all of the ones out there, I think. Much better than the Baptist.
Better than Catholics, I'm here to say.
Well, my trick was I showed up and they had chicken fingers with really good honey mustard. They had 4 N64s and GoldenEye. So we'd show up, eat a bunch of chicken fingers. They had a soda fountain.
Oh, yeah.
And then before the devotional, me and my friends would just leave and just go downtown and just be dicks.
Right.
Yeah.
So skip the church part.
You guys are missing out in Catholic school where we all had to wear the same uniform, and some creepy old guy was like, "What are your sins?" That was a lot of fun. Probably more fun than
like it.
Was that like second period? Was that like a normal thing? Actually,
a couple of days a week, you'd go and be like, "And your sins are."
God, I hate that.
Yeah, and then he got moved to another church because the allegations started coming out for reasons.
Well, thank God he got moved.
Yeah. Thank God he just kept going in another place.
So what was your experience in the youth group there?
Oh, well, I was just, so I decided to go with the Methodist youth group in 7th grade because that was where all the popular cool kids were hanging out, including the Walton clan.
Yeah.
The local. So anyway, I mean, I wasn't super close with any of them, but did know them. And the one that was my year, we were in the same class, like middle school and junior high, but then he, I guess, fucked up enough that he got shipped off to military school and didn't see much of him anymore.
Oh, shit. So Bentonville is, for people listening that might not know, is the hometown of Sam Walton and by extension Walmart.
Yeah.
And so the town has essentially like an international private airport because so many companies.
Most expensive, regularly ranked as the most expensive or overpriced in the country, which is super fun.
Yeah.
Because of all the corporate travel, and they can just charge, I guess, whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
Or they'll pay it.
Yeah. So because Walmart has such an outsized influence over a lot of companies, literally CEOs have to fly to Bentonville to, for like discussions of prices and things like that.
So for the longest time, I thought it was a requirement, like an actual program or rule or whatever at Walmart, that if you were a company of a certain size, that you had to have it was required that you have a satellite office in that area. Yeah. But apparently that's not it's not an actual requirement, but all the companies just want to have, choose to everything from like Black & Decker to
Rubbermaid, famously.
Every company ever that of any size basically has a satellite office there in Arkansas to do their Walmart team.
Yeah.
I worked for the Nestle company for a little while. That's the fattest I've ever gotten, was working for the...
Hey, I worked at a grilled cheese sandwich store here, so ditto. Yeah. I get it.
They had, Nestle's like apparently the largest food corporation in the world, and every single product they have is terrible. It's like ice cream, frozen pizza, candy. I mean, nothing healthy, nothing.
Oh, and they're currently buying up as much...
child slavery.
Yes.
Nothing good. Nothing good.
They got
Nothing good for you.
They got that going on, and they are currently buying up as much fresh water as they can because they know that someone
enough. The water crisis is coming.
The water crisis is coming, and eventually it's all going to fucking dry up, and Nestle will have private access to all of our water. So that's cool, and the government's just letting them do it. Yeah,
what a country we live in.
Yeah, but now the outsized influence of the Walton family in Bentonville is amazing because they have the thing I wanted to mention before we get into the questions is Crystal Bridges, which is Alice Walton, one of the daughters of the Walton family. Basically has one of the greatest art museums on the planet in Bentonville, and it's just much like the Getty Museum. It's free.
Yeah.
And much like the Getty Museum, it's a great tax dodge to have an art trust. And
now, having been to both, I will say it is, a tenth, if even that, the size and prestige of the Getty and all that. But I mean, it's probably, I'm sure it is a tax dodge. It is a nice museum.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah. Certainly for Arkansas, too.
Right. In area adjusted terms, there's nothing else like it. But she, I was watching, there's an interview with her for CBS Sunday Morning where they ask her, they're like, so before the museum, was there any art scene at all in Arkansas? And she just goes, non-existent. absolutely non-existent. And I'm like, fuck you. What do you just mean there's no one ever did art here?
No person has ever picked up a paintbrush.
Not a single person in Northwest Arkansas.
Before they were like, they picked up like, what's the point?
Right, yeah. There's not a world-class museum here. It's like,
where am I going to hang it?
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
Like, fuck you, lady. What are you talking about?
Well, and I always, in any discussion of Alice Walton, I always have to bring up the fun fact. She killed a man.
What?
Whoa.
Drunk driving hit and killed a man.
She Vince Neil'd a guy.
And
Burger.
She burgered into somebody.
and yeah, so that's always like world-class art museum also murdered a person. Like,
Wow.
a real yin and yang situation.
I was gonna say,
Did you get a lot of sense of vehicular manslaughter in these?
I didn't think Alice Walton would have anything in common with Ferris Bueller, but apparently, and Vince Neil for that matter. But one of the articles I found, it was Olivia Paschal writing for Dwell, was kind of talking about how because there is this sort of international conglomerate right here in this sort of unlikely area of the country, basically all of the Waltons' money in terms of what is happening in Bentonville is to make it as aesthetically pleasing as possible.
Yeah. Yes.
But then not providing any sort of like housing for regular people who come there to work. And not only is it Walmart there, very close by is like Tyson Foods, which is the big chicken plant.
Wow.
And shit
Yeah,
like that.
similar situation.
So
Yeah.
there's tons and tons of like lower income and working class people that are in this area, and they're just turning this city into this like beautiful Potemkin village for fucking nobody.
Yeah.
Essentially.
It's like, yeah, it's the closest thing to like a modern company town kind of thing. Is yeah, the Waltons have invested a ton of money into entertainment and culture options and stuff to try to attract workers from other states. And, because I mean, why the fuck does somebody in New York or LA or Chicago want to move to Arkansas?
Right, but it's like specifically white collar workers.
But they want those MBAs, baby.
Yeah. And then, so meanwhile, they have like a green belt, and they advertise themselves as like the mountain biking capital of America and shit like that. And
the brothers that I grew up with are obsessed with mountain biking and have turned it. And when you have billions of dollars, you can do anything. Turn anything into anything. And so they've turned Arkansas into a mountain biking destination, I guess.
Right.
Wow.
And meanwhile, there's like thousands of immigrants from other countries that come to work at Tyson and, at Walmart distribution centers, and they have nowhere to fucking live.
Well, and they got, you're talking about like, right in line with Alice's quote about like there was no art there before her museum.
Right. Before me. I did the art.
The Waltons, their foundation or nonprofit or whatever, they got so much shit a couple years ago for they had this big initiative where they were going to pay $10,000, I think it was, and give a mountain bike to recruit any artists from around the country to move to Arkansas. Because again, there were no artists ever before in Arkansas.
Lived there.
No poor artists already in the Ozarks.
I'm going to import culture to this podunk town. Like,
and,
fuck off.
Plus, I need a bike.
And a fucking mountain bike,
yeah, give me a car, motherfucker, and then I'll think about it.
And then, let's see, the other thing, the younger generation, the ones around my age, the mountain bikers, they keep trying to push this, I guess because they're embarrassed of the Ozarks and the, don't like what pops up in people's minds, I guess, when they think of Ozarks or whatever.
Cousin fuckers.
And so exactly.
Or that
fentanyl and Oxycontin.
Even though it's where they're from and where their family has built this empire and all of this money, they're so embarrassed of the Ozarks that they're trying so fucking hard, and it will never stick, but they're trying so hard to rebrand the Ozarks as Oz.
Yes.
OZ.
I saw that.
It's fucking Australia. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Dude, I saw that in that article that...
Meet me in Oz.
Wow.
Yeah,
what was thinking like the prison show on HBO.
But if you think about like the big man behind the curtain, it kind of fits. Like,
right, yeah. Sam Walton's like, who dares bother the all-powerful Walmart?
Yeah, exactly. No, they had in this article, because they were talking about the music festival they've got there now called
it just
Format.
happened, right? I couldn't afford it.
Format?
I think I was out of town, but couldn't afford it anyway.
Format.
Goodness.
It's a bath mat company.
Yeah, Ferment. It's drunks. No, it's burger. It's
But now that I'm thinking about it, I do have a friend named Kareem who I've seen get so fucked up that he was just like, honey butter chicken.
It's never like water and sleep. It's like chicken tenders.
Taco Taco Bell.
Taco
burger.
Make pee.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. It's happening.
Shout out to Kareem. I hope you don't get that drunk anymore.
Yeah, sorry.
Probably
buddy.
don't. Last time I talked to you, you seem like you're good.
Good for him.
But yeah, the music festival, it's just
Format,
It's
huh?
called Format, which stands for somehow for.
I was like, do they at least use the number?
No,
every time?
it's FORMAT, but then that stands for For Music and Technology.
Oh, so they're trying to do a
They
South
don't
by
really
Southwest or
understand
something.
anagrams.
No.
They didn't teach that at military school.
Yeah. But yeah, in the they have a thing on the website where it says "to the community of Oz." And you're like, you just made this up.
Yeah.
That's so
Wow.
stupid.
But the lineup for the week, because it just happened recently, and the lineup was so funny because it is almost exactly the type of shit that you find in the vinyl section at Walmart, where it's just a random hodgepodge of artists. You're like, who's this for?
Sublime and Brantley Gilbert.
So
What?
this was like the main headliners. Alanis Morissette. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
LCD Sound System.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Don't know where the crossover is there,
Wait,
but okay.
did they like reunite to play for
Hey,
that?
if Walmart says jump, you say how high, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan is coming to Bentonville, Arkansas. I did a
Hell
joke
yeah.
and I actually got a clip
Wow.
on my Instagram. I got a reel
shit.
off of it, but because I almost never do reels. But yeah, they somehow, I don't know what sum of money they paid
Yeah.
the fucking Wu-Tang Clan
Sure.
to agree to come to Bentonville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
But that's I think it's this month.
Damn.
Yeah,
shit.
they're again, when you have billions of dollars,
Yeah.
anything is possible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they're gonna have those ODB there and everything. Somehow.
ODB hologram,
Yeah,
fucking Method Man.
You God has been asked not to attend.
Method Man's like when they're playing for like the president. Then Method Man will show up. And so if it's not, then you're gonna get like you'll get Raekwon Jizza, the gang. But
Yeah.
if it's just you, God, that's at like a casino.
But yeah,
He's not even getting the casinos.
you guys are handing out the what's the thing where they send happy birthday. Bam Margera did one for us. Why am I blanking?
Cameo.
Yeah, you guys the cameo department of Wu-Tang.
yeah.
And his are always on sale.
But yeah, they also got Modest Mouse, Diggable Planets, Leon Bridges. And I'm like, that is perfect Walmart vinyl section where you're just
I
like,
was gonna
music
say.
Mad Libs.
yes,
Yeah,
totally,
absolutely.
totally. Which I do kind of appreciate, as when I used to go to Bonnaroo, half the fun was that it would just be like, yeah, I'm going to go see fucking Public Enemy and then Merle Haggard. Like, that's great. But at the same time,
they
it's
have-
just kind of strange.
Gretchen Wilson and Talking Heads performing Remain in Light.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, let's get to these questions. Stef Bright of Bentonville, Arkansas. Question 1. What was the incident?
I was thinking about this. There's a couple. There's the sad one, and then there's the funny one. Kind of a good news, bad news.
All right.
So we can do.
Let's go sad first.
All right. So the sad, bad one. When I was a sophomore, a guy that was in my class that I'd known like since elementary school. He shot and killed his father with a crossbow.
Jesus
Whoa.
Christ.
It's a pretty Arkansas thing
I was
to
about
do,
to say,
right?
it's almost pre that. It's like Renaissance fair. Jesus. Who will rid me of this turbulent daddy?
And yeah, I mean, obviously a very long time ago, and I don't know that we ever got the full story, but I think his dad was not a good guy, and it was
Jesus. I mean,
not a great situation. But so that was the sad one.
bad way to go,
Womp
too.
womp, Debbie Downer. Sorry.
That's like,
But with a crossbow.
I was going to say, it's like dying of the bubonic plague. You just don't think it happens anymore,
Right? It's not
Must
on
have
your
been a bow hunter. Bow
Yeah.
hunting family.
not on your bingo card.
Can you bow hunt with a crossbow?
Yeah,
Okay.
they make them pretty fucking strong.
Yeah. Okay.
They're like stronger than back when they killed humans in wars.
Jesus fuck.
I
Oh,
think
Lord.
Arkansas would have a season for
Yeah.
hitting family members with a crossbow.
We call it the cousin purge for 24 hours.
One day a year.
You can kill your trifling cousin.
So let's see. Then the other incident was growing up in Arkansas. Kind of people were weird about like sex education, right? Sex
Sure.
ed in school. Alabama boys, you can relate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the public school I went to in Bentonville, they made 2 failed attempts to give us sex ed. The first one was in 7th grade, and it was you took it either fall or spring semester. I was supposed to take it spring, didn't get to because the lady got so weird and personal and gross in her fall semester class that they just said, nope, no more. And we're just not going to even do it spring semester. So I did not get sex ed 7th grade year. And then they tried again 9th grade year. We had health class and incorporated like a sex ed part into that. But I also did not get to take it 9th grade year because they hired this admittedly like cute young 20-something cheerleader looking type as the health sex ed teacher. And she fucked 3 or 4 football players.
Whoa.
Hell yeah, dude.
And I have to say, good taste. They were the hottest.
I mean, hey, you know, live demonstration. All right, everybody get in line.
I remember our sex ed teacher. The first thing she would come in, the first thing she said, like, guys, I love sex. Okay, I love it.
Hell yeah,
and
dude.
that was the funniest thing. And everyone already knew everything about sex at that point. This wasn't like, you know, like
they wait till
middle school. This is like we knew, you know, everyone knew at this point. So it's like it was like basically like I love sex. Then you know you can get herpes from toilet seats. Which is basically like all the places you can
and
get.
Here's a
venereal
dental
disease.
dam for the first and only time you'll ever see one in your life.
You will never see this used ever again.
They told us you could use saran wrap if you didn't have one of those.
That's horrifying.
Aluminum foil.
Yeah,
Aluminum foil.
hey, you know you can take the film at the bottom of the cigarette pack. It works just as good.
It probably feels just as good as rubbing the fucking saran wrap on your pussy could possibly feel. Possibly the best version of that, which is still bad, I assume. I don't know. I've never had it done.
Look, if it's not crinkling, it's not hot. Okay. So, question 2: local legend.
I mean, I guess I'd have to go Alice Walton.
Yeah, we might have just covered
the
it.
yin and yang. Yeah, created a world-class art museum, killed a man.
That's right.
Yeah.
People like to forget that latter half, but
Yeah.
I think it's important context.
Question 3, and this ties into what we just talked about. Worst bar.
When I back in my day, it was still a dry county, and so
shit.
like there weren't any bars. There were restaurants. I think the restaurants could serve alcohol, but to like go to a liquor store, you had to go to the next county over.
Oh shit! Did you have
so they had like the VFW was like the one of the only bars, and then and I don't know like what loophole or how it was able to operate, but like one of the oldest and it was still one of the sketchiest bars I've ever been in my life. It was called Bentley's, and it was that was the classiest thing about it was the name.
Yeah.
And it was when I say it was inside an old rundown Ramada that was no longer even in operation. I don't think it wasn't like inside like it had any exterior walls like it was on the corner. It was like an inner tomb inside the
like a dead hotel.
Yeah. And like there were no windows. You couldn't see the outside for, you know, I mean, it was like literally like an inner tomb. And you had to, it was this old hotel that was like technically still in operation, but like 90% of it wasn't being rented out. It was a front for something, I'm sure.
Sure.
And yeah, you had to just like walk through this old weird ass rundown hotel to get to Bentley's. This just like big room in the middle of the hotel that again, no windows, no air filtration of any kind. Everyone's smoking cigarettes, chain smoking. You know, take 3 years off your life each night you were there, but and then karaoke every night naturally. So,
sure, yeah. That'll bring him in. Yeah, we used to go to Mercedes, but then a guy crashed his car into it.
I was gonna say I almost got a DUI countless times.
Leaving Bentley's.
Yeah.
That's one of those. The cops are just in the parking lot.
They're just waiting. Yeah, because it's the only one open at like 3 a.m. or whatever. So
Jesus,
gotta go with Bentley's.
Question 4: best local food. And it could be a Sam's Club hot dog. Those are pretty good.
None good local food in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Not even next to the damn chicken plant.
Oh, okay. Tyson, I guess.
They got TV dinners. Those are pretty yummy.
Best local food, raw chicken.
Hey, man.
Shit. I mean, we have good decent Tex-Mex place. I know, like, Little Rock likes to claim that they're the home of, they invented cheese dip or whatever.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah,
everywhere.
they should put that on the fucking license plate.
The people of Little Rock melted cheese for the first time in history.
Arkansas, the natural state, and also we invented cheese dip.
It's like the French dip thing out here. It's like there's no way to really quantify if you did it first or not.
Right.
Also, who cares?
Right. Even more importantly.
Best.
Hey, I do. I care. That matters deeply.
History. Yeah, you are a history guy.
The history guy. I need to know where the damn cheese dip came from.
I would try the original one. I'm sure it sucks compared to all the ones we've had now.
You know. Yeah. Times change, you know. Yeah. It's like...
So yeah, okay.
Well said, Rivers.
Times
Well
change.
said.
They sure did.
Hey, look, as Heraclitus said, you can't step in the same river twice, baby. Okay? And by that, I mean a river of cheese dip. It's always changing.
Man, my mind is thoroughly blown.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I guess best local food, I'd have to go with the, I don't know what the price is now, but if it's still like the $1.50 or $2.50 Sam's Club hot dog.
hot dog, yeah, fuck yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
I had one of those over Christmas. So my parents were like, hey, we're going to Sam's Club. You want a hot dog? I was like, yeah. Yes,
that was a crossword question the other day. What sells more hot dogs than any baseball game combined? And it was Sam's Club.
Sam's Club,
Was the
yeah.
answer.
I bet, man. Yeah.
It's the most American thing ever, a hot dog and shopping.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
Tired.
Not just shopping, but shopping for things you can't
In bulk.
possibly
In bulk.
use. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Cheez-Its. I need 5,000 of them.
Access the store.
Yeah. Question 5. Local ghosts or monsters?
Capitalism,
The specter of capitalism looms large.
Walmart, controlling our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of like a Ozarks Bigfoot or something. I don't know if that's a thing.
Monster
or...
of Boggy Creek. They made a film about it, which is kind of technically the first like found footage it's like a half documentary that they made called Legend of Boggy Creek. I don't know if that's the same part of the state, but that's Arkansas as well.
Okay.
And it's just Arkansas Bigfoot lives in the swamp.
Fair enough.
But yeah, now I read on one of my all-time favorite websites. It's just classic Web 1.0, and it's still around, and God bless them, theshadowlands.net. I was reading some stories, some ghost stories out of Georgia, and supposedly there's a Walmart somewhere in Georgia that Sam Walton haunts, and I'm like, he's not even fucking from there. but the claim was like, he occasionally grabs people. I was like, oh, so that's good. His ghost is out
With
there.
his savings.
When the ghostly fog rolls in, the prices roll back.
The slashing prices, everyday prices.
But I do just love the idea of a ghost going to a different state to sexually harass people. It's like, I don't want to do it in Arkansas, you know.
Yeah, they all know me here.
Right?
But I do got to grab people's junk when they walk through the melon section. Question 6.
Wait. Are we going to move on without talking about what was just tweeted right before this episode
What's that?
by
tweeted?
John Michael Bond?
About the... Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we can talk about that now. I can shout out Stephen Barcelo, the owner.
I don't remember the exact town he was in, but John Michael...
Littleton, North Carolina.
He posts these in Littleton, North Carolina, population 807.
Yeah.
Goes into the Cryptoid Museum.
Cryptoid. Come on, show some respect. Cryptozoology and Paranormal
I don't
Museum.
know. I don't remember it that well.
Here it is.
And I guess they told him that... John told him he lives in L.A. or is a comic or whatever, and they said, hey, do you know Rivers Langley?
What?
So how many times have you been to this place?
Just once, but I had a good long chat with Steven.
Okay.
He's a good dude. We're Facebook friends. We I sent him our new stickers, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. Steven's a good dude.
So, yeah, Rivers has made one friend being Bigfoot.
Rivers makes friends everywhere he goes.
Oh, yeah. No, Stephen Barcelo, I think I've talked about him on the show. I walked in, and he's a Long Island guy, and him and his wife moved to this small town in North Carolina, and he started... It was originally a paranormal museum because the house he lives in is haunted, but then people
Of course it is.
But then people in the area are also have seen some Bigfoots, including a very scary Bigfoot thing where like somebody's house they trapped a miniature Bigfoot in a house back in like the 1900s, and then they lit the house on fire, and like a little mini Bigfoot like ran out. So
happens all the
exactly,
time.
yeah. When I went there,
And Miss Mabel never saw her dog again.
That place does sound scary because everyone who lives there is fucking insane and has been for generations.
but no, Steven, he started this museum and wanted to, this is like the coolest shit ever. He wanted to put up some signs on the way into town with basically he has these giant cutouts of like the classic patty shaped Bigfoot. That's the name of the Bigfoot in the Patterson Gimlin footage. But anyway, he has these.
I knew that.
Deep dive.
Yeah, come on.
Right? Yeah.
Deep cut.
But he's got these big cutouts of Bigfoots, and he starts putting them up on the road coming into town. And this is like a very small town. There's not that many businesses. And I guess the city commissioner bitched him out about it and was like, you can't just put up these signs. And so he was like, all right, who's in charge of who gets to put signs up? They're like, well, that's the city commissioner. And he's like, all right. So he ran for city commissioner on a Bigfoot platform, and he fucking won. Stephen Barcelo rules, and he dreamed so big it scared him.
That's right.
Wow. Oh no, Bigfoot.
What was it? My dreams.
I'm not
My
a
ambitions.
Bitch. I'm not a bitch, by the way. You may think that, but it's not true.
No. I don't want to be president. I don't want to be president.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I should mention he's got a GoFundMe right now. Obviously, COVID is very hard on independent museums all across the country. So you can, we'll link to it on our Twitter. You can help save the Cryptozoology and Paranormal Museum in Littleton, North Carolina by going to their GoFundMe. If you got a buck, kick it Stephen's way. He's a good dude. Great museum. And shout out to John Michael Bond. Yeah.
I feel bad for him because his house is haunted.
Yeah.
Is he the Canadian guy?
John Michael?
Yeah.
No, he's Chattanooga by way of Atlanta, by way of LA.
Okay.
I bet you know John Michael. He's if you've doing comedy around the South, you certainly would have ran into him at some point. But he's our neighbor here in East Hollywood normally, but he just happens to be traveling across Kakalaki at the moment. So that made my day when I got that tweet. I was like, oh man, hell yeah,
that's really nice.
Yeah, Stephen and John, good dudes. Last question. Favorite thing that's not there anymore?
Everything, because everything's changed so much since the Waltons decided to gentrify the entire town.
Pave paradise and put up a parking lot.
When was that? When was the rise of Walmart?
The 80s is when it really started taking off, and then the late 90s into the 2000s is when it kind of became like the behemoth that it became.
Like, was there a time like pre-Walmart, Steph, like living there where you're like before it became this huge behemoth?
No, not for me, because I moved there. So we moved there when I was 8 in second grade, and we moved because my dad worked for Walmart.
Oh, gotcha. Of course.
Yeah. That's the main reason that anybody ever moves there. So I did. I mean, yes, of course, that area existed and everything before Walmart, BW or whatever. But
BWM.
I have not known it as such, but it was like a much smaller, quaint kind of town. And like if you wanted, when I was growing up, if you wanted to go shopping or go to somewhere that wasn't fast food, you had to go like 30 miles away to Fayetteville, where the University of Arkansas is, a little bit bigger town.
For sure.
But now it's just as nice, if not nicer, and more stuff to do around all those billions, baby. That'll do it.
Yeah. Money talks. Sure. And I think the original Walmart is still there, right? It's like a museum.
Yeah, it's right on the square. Yeah, it's what's it called? The Walton 5 and Dime.
Yeah.
And but no, like it's I call Walmart, it's kind of like my embassy, because I'm just so used to it, and like doing the van life thing now. Nice to use those bathrooms when you can.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Yeah, back in Arkansas, there's literally a Walmart like every single highway exit.
Oh,
like,
I bet.
It's just everywhere. But one example, I guess the old Bentonville bowling alley has been, I think, torn down or moved, and that was a fun spot to hang out, and just your standard skeezy, dingy, bowling alley or whatever that teens would like to hang out. But they were weirdly like religious or conservative in certain ways, and like there was like drug dealing and sexual acts, and the occasional sexual act in the bathroom.
Sure,
as you have at any bowling alley,
say,
right?
Par for
any good bowling alley.
Yeah, par for the course in a bowling alley.
I remember, what was it? I think it was like the summer after graduated, but I was still in, obviously still living there before college. Friends tried to go bowling, and it was the middle of summer, and was wearing like a spaghetti strap tank top. And they kicked me out, would not let me in because I was showing too much shoulder.
And meanwhile, there's like guys playing dice in the bathroom.
Not even like cleavage. It was like, respectful, could wear to church with a little cardigan.
Sure,
but, I was showing too much shoulder for the Bentonville bowling alley.
They're vampires.
Like, you whore. You slut.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
They threw stones at me on the way out.
They're vampires. They're like, just don't let me see that neck. Oh, shit. Well, that is a tour of Stef Bright's Bentonville, Arkansas.